it's your girl Kasey back with another YouTube video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before getting my real estate license. And I feel it would have helped me be a better realtor faster. Okay, let's just get into it. I got my paper here. Number 1, I would say get a mentor before you get your license, because I feel like having a mentor before you get your license will help you pick a good brokerage, because more than likely you'll go to their brokerage, and then you'll automatically have someone that you already know, like, and trust helping you through your real estate journey and kind of keep you motivated. And in addition to that, when you join their team, it's already kind of like they knew you before you got your license, whereas like when you join a team, it can kind of be like, well, I need the numbers for my team so that you can answer these calls for Zillow leads, and then they don't really mentor you well, but instead you're just like the person answering the phone. So I would say get a mentor before getting your license. Okay, number 2, and this is not in order, but number 2, I would charge my clients upfront. So what I've learned is, like, in your buyer's rep or in your listing agreement, like, there are certain special stipulations that you can place in your contract that you and your client agree upon, where you can set a fee that is to be paid before closing. You could do like an administrative fee, whatever that fee may be. I don't want to disclose what my fee is, but I wish that I would have charged that fee sooner, because there have been times where clients are like, oh, like, I want to buy, and some of them would be pre-approved and some of them wouldn't be pre-approved. But at the end of the day, like, I'm spending my time talking to you, and if you are pre-approved, I'm spending my time like running you around Nashville, and the price of gas is super high. So I wish that I would have collected my fee up front, because sometimes, like, they decide to wait, and then I just went all around Nashville showing these properties, and then I don't get paid for another year or 2, or not at all. You know what I mean? So I wish I would have started collecting an admin fee up front, just because I feel like it does make your client more of a serious client, and it does help, like, put skin in the game for them. And then 2, you're not like running on E financially trying to make the next buck. And then number 3, I wish that I would have established expectations with vendors sooner. And in addition to that, I wish that I would have known what expectations I wanted from vendors sooner. Because when I started doing my first time home buyers brunch, I feel like a lot of them, like, by that point, I did establish trust with these vendors already, and I was referring them business already. So I feel like it wasn't hard for me to ask for sponsorships, but still, like, I felt awkward, like, coming to them saying, hey, like, I want to do this event and I need this much money from you. Whereas I feel like if we would have had that conversation when we first started the partnership, it would have been less awkward, like, when I wanted to do this type of event. And of course, like, I got over it and just asked the vendors for the money anyway, but I feel like I could have been more strategic with establishing that relationship, because, you know, I do refer them a lot of business, but they don't always refer clients back to me. So I feel like a good trade-off for that is, like, if I'm hosting an event, then you can help me sponsor, you know, this event, or help with food, or like whatever. So there's that. And speaking of that, that brings me to number 4, is creating a business plan with a target audience. And I feel like this all goes back to, like, having a good mentor. And so I feel like all these are, like, connected, and so that's why they're not, like, in a specific order. But when I first started real estate, I was connected with this mentor through Benchmark. And she was like, you need to post heavy on social. And I really didn't know, like, the best way to get clients, so that's what I was doing. But so I did get clients from social media, and that was a blessing. And so I do love all the clients that I got from social media, or get from social media. But I feel like that's really not where I want my business to be today, or, like, not today, but, like, that's not really where I feel like I should have put my energy. I feel like I should have put it into my sphere. Like, I'm from Nashville and I already know so many people in Nashville, and I should have worked my sphere a lot more versus like just relying on social media. And I could have like built up more of a referral based business quicker. Um, so I think that mentality shift when I was like, oh, like now I'm just getting business based off of referrals, and people are messaging me because they have people referring me. And so I wish that I would have known to do that sooner, and I wish I would have connected with a mentor that would have helped me um, spend my time in that area instead of in the area that they prioritized. Um, and in addition to that, my brokerage, the CEO of my brokerage, Benchmark, Philip Cantrell, would do like business planning every year. So every year he would do like a business planning seminar, and every year I would go. But I do wish that I would have taken a lot of his advice sooner, like with the finances. So I wish that I would have, instead of just relying on, okay, I'm getting this lump sum check of, I'm just gonna say $10,000 to $15,000. Instead of just like getting this $10,000 to $15,000 check and getting it into my account, and then not putting it aside for like, not for taxes, because I definitely did that because I don't want Uncle Sam coming for me. You know what I'm saying? So me and Uncle Sam are good. But for like my business, like putting back into my business. And so I wish I would have had a separate business account sooner, so that when my check does come, then I automatically put it into my business account, or like have that check go straight to my business account and then pay myself out of that account. And I wish that I would have done that, because then when it comes, it takes me a lot longer to prepare my taxes for my tax lady, because I do have to look in other places, like lots of places, to like make sure that all of my stuff is accurate. Whereas if I just had everything going to my business account and then I pay myself out of that business, I feel like then it would just make my tax season a lot better. But nevertheless, so definitely having a financial strategy going into your real estate career would definitely help. And also, when people are like, oh, I would have 3 months of savings before getting into real estate, I would personally, and let me break down my financial situation. I am a single Black female that pays bills on her own, okay? There are some people who get into this industry that are married and they have 2 incomes already in their household. I was not that person. And also, I will say that I think that in some markets, it's harder for Black people to get started in real estate. And so I would suggest making real estate your part-time career for 6 months to a year before you go full-time. And during that 6 months to a year, I would be saving 6 months to a year's worth of finances for when you go full-time. Because so that's a total of 2 years before of you having your license and you have some security. Because then most small businesses, and as a real estate agent, most small businesses fail within 5 years. So if you have your finances covered for 2 years and you're actively working to grow your business, but you're not straining your financials, like if you quit and you only have 3 months, but you don't even have your first client yet in real estate, then it could take 3 to 6 months to get a client, find a house, and close on that property. That's on the low end. It's gonna take at least 30 to 45 days when you have a client. So that's already a month and a half of your bills. So just imagine if you don't have anyone like lined up, ready to go, rocked and rolling. And then you're relying on that check to then pay your bills. So you're literally working as you go. Whereas if you are part-time, you're building up your business, you're getting your name out there, you start working on your referrals, and when you have maybe 5 clients closing in a month, 3 to 5 clients closing in a month, then okay, like then you can say, I'm good with I can start saving this money, putting this money back, and then when I'm growing my business, and then when I have 6 months to a year in reserves for your finances, for your personal finances. This is not business expense. So if you have 6 months to a year for your personal bills, what it takes to just live, not what it takes to also run your business, then you can step out. That's what I like. That's kind of something that I really wish that I would have done sooner. And then the last thing that I think that was just a bonus tip. I don't think that wasn't on my list, but that was definitely something that I was thinking about the other day. And then the last thing on my list, number 5, is knowing when to pivot. Like, there have been times where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick with this program, do this for 6 months to a year, and then, like, I'm just gonna take, for example, doing open houses. Some people rely on doing open houses to, like, get clientele and all that great stuff. I personally don't like it because I'm like, I really like you in the open house, and then I really don't like making cold calls following up. So that's where it's like the rubber meets the road. Like, you can hold an open house for 6 months to a year and have all these people that you've met on all these sign-up sheets, but until you start calling those people after the open house and really working with them, that's the only way that you're really gonna gain momentum from doing open houses. So if you're willing to put in the work for open houses, then 6 months to a year, give it some time to work out and do it consistently. Consistently meaning every weekend or every other weekend. And then another strategy is, like, even doing social media, 6 months to a year, like, of just working social media and posting on social media about your business, things like that. And then the other is, like, word of mouth referrals. I would say word of mouth, if you're gonna do that, like, I would say put in a good year. If you're not gonna post anything on social media and just strictly work with people you know, 6 months to a year. So, but knowing when to pivot. So if you are trying all these things, I just gave you a timeline of how long I think things should work. But of course, it's up to you. If you are seeing some sort of return on your open houses and you are maybe getting a client or two off of open houses, then just really start pounding the pavement with getting more open houses, doing more for your open house, and making sure that you do your follow-up calls. So those are my 5 tips to help you that I wish that I had when I first started in the business 5 years ago. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.